Hello, everyone. Welcome to D&D Creative Table Designs. I'm Todd Michael Putnam, and bringing you another adventure. This one I am super excited about. Welcome to the Mines of Moria, or at least my best approximation or interpretation thereof. I've always wanted to do some kind of a dwarven mine setting, just besides just a regular old standard dungeon. Just especially ever since the movie came out in whatever it was, 2000, Lord of the Rings, and they went into the mines of Moria and stuff. Just the size and the scope of it looks so epic. And I always wanted to be able to produce something approximating that, approximating. I can spit the word out. That kind of a feel, that kind of epic grandeur to it. Obviously, you can only do so much, but this is what I came up with here, and we're just going to take a quick look at it. The big thing that is these cliffs that you see right here, those tall cliffs, where they come from is that's a toy from Game of Thrones called the Wall Display. Game of Thrones, the Wall Display. You could find it, I don't know, eBay, Amazon, wherever. And but they're ice walls, and I just had them painted up so that they look like rock walls. And the beautiful thing about these is they have all kinds of ledges on them where you can set perfectly 28 millimeter minis. So that's what I did for that in order to create the vertical size of it. And then I use super high tech 22-ounce cups just stacked. Perfectly levels that up to the top of where that is, about 10.5 inches, I believe, is to the top of the wall. And laid some Dwarven Forge tile trays on there, but any flat surface could do. And then just put some terrain on it, and that's the entrance to my mine. Sorry about the sunlight. We come in through the main door like that. And I did a lot of scouring on eBay and Etsy and places like that, looking for like dwarven ruins and anything that I thought could pass for it. So like I found this statue on there, and I found some of these like seats of power for like, honored people or whatever it is. And some statues here, and like a couple of these long horns that I got to blow out and tell everybody whether it's, beer time or whatever it was back in the day, or announcement if there's royalty arriving, something like that. And if you head through here, got a broken door, busted down because of course it's Mines of Moria. It's a shattered mine. It's overrun by goblins and other foul things of the dark. Some torches on there, but just broken down door. And then of course you got to have a tomb of a king or somebody, a great hero that they have that's been defiled, and that just lets you know that when the dwarves ruled here, that they honored their fallen dead, and that honor and glory meant so much to them. This is the other one that I have. Again, a couple of broken dwarven statues there on either side of it. The former fallen grandeur. That's the feel that I was going for. And then here's the really big piece. In order for the scale to come across, this centerpiece is actually supposed to be like some kind of an airship tower, is what it was originally designed for, or at least what they market it as being. But I immediately saw it. I was like, oh my God, this thing, if it was painted right, would be absolutely perfect for going down through the depths into a mine to show you're going from one level to another. I can always repurpose it as an air tower, of course, but to me, it just screams that this is, scaffolding going down in a dwarven mine of some kind. And as it happens, it is perfectly level across with the top of this. So all I did was take some Zitterdis docks, or you could use anything, but any of these, Zitterdis is the name of the company. Just take these docks and lay them across as like a sort of a bridge to going between them to this central column. And then, of course, they have all the stairs that go around down. Those stairs are big enough, too, by the way. You can actually place a mini on those individual things, and they will stand because there isn't a backing to them. You can slide the mini right underneath. And so you can place those minis all across the stairs. Absolutely fantastic. I think I found that on eBay, but it might have been on Etsy. It's always the vast majority of things that I get are either eBay or Etsy, and you just have to cast a really wide net, 28 millimeter tower, 28 millimeter airship, and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. 28 millimeter trees and miniature this, and I just do constant searches to see what I can find for different things, and then how I can use or repurpose them. So that's where I came across that tower from. It does not come pre-assembled. It's a nightmare to assemble, and then get painted up. But the finished result, of course, is it's pretty amazing. And then, of course, I just had another set of these walls set here on the other side, just to go across to. And naturally, of course, the characters will have to face, swarms of goblins running across there. That distance across is about 110 feet or so. So that's a really nice distance, or maybe 100 feet, something like that. A really nice distance of danger for them to have to cross. And the whole time, of course, there'll be goblin archers and things like that, throwing spears on either side of them, up across, as well as across the top there as they're trying to run across. So that makes a great danger point for them. And then when they come down the stairs eventually, there's an area in here. They disturb stuff, and of course the creature of flame and shadow will come out from these like broken areas. The dwarves dug too deep and awakened shadow and flame. So I've got this nice little mini right in here that he just pops up and does battle with them. Again, in order to give it that dwarven feel, though, I found all these mining things that I put down, crates, just generic crates and boxes, but then I just found all kinds of stuff, forges, and all kinds of buckets and things like that looks like they would be used in mining, and scattered them about and had them painted up very much like they, in disuse for a long period of time. And so that just gives it that feel. And then just to here, there's actually found dwarven houses. So I just had this one set up in here as like a small hut for the craftsman, because the important person here is the one that handles the beer. For the dwarves, this is the area where they would come and relax and whatnot after they were done with their mining. So that's what this area is set up for, what it used to be. But of course, now it's home to the Balrog or the Pit Fiend or whatever creature we could put in there. If we scroll over to this side here, sorry about the sun. I did find these scaffolding things. These are excellent. Again, I think it's a 3D printed thing. It's not a very good one, but found several of those and just set those out. And because that just adds to that dwarven feel. Some of these fallen statues, they're just pictures of heads. So I've got them on either side here like that, just to give it that grand scope feel of a mine, along with like carts filled with barrels and stuff. But it's all in terrible shape, and it looks like basic refuse. Whatever was in there now, of course, is in this bucket is turned bad. It's some kind of green, sour, nasty stuff. And then I used 28 millimeter. I'm sorry, I used HO scale railroad tracks for my carts, and found a number of the carts, and it fits almost exactly perfectly, if not perfectly, on there. It just works out great. So just HO scale railroad tracks, and throw some carts on it, and away you go. And this leads off into the main chamber here for the mine itself. Of course, I've got the rocks in the center. This is Monster Fight Club has a number of rocks and cliffs, so I put those in there. They're great because they have tons of different places to stand on, as you can see. It's designed for miniatures to stand on them. And so between the scaffolding here and all the places for the rocks, plenty of places when the characters come into here that the goblins come running out from their holes and whatnot. And then these guys are mounted on their war dogs, or they have various war dogs. And these two guys at the top, if I can get it so it's not blurry, there we go. They've got like war lizards that they're riding on, and of course the players would have to fight them off, and all that kind of stuff. Once they get finished with them, they come through this area here. Again, there's another. In order to get this to feel like it's a central area, you can see the little tracks, the mine tracks coming out of each of the areas. One leading back to the main tower, and then this stuff here is one leading over. Again, it's an area that's got just refuse and stuff in it, and it's filled with more goblins to fight and things like that. And it scrolls around into this area and into another area formerly of mining. I've got another stack piece for scaffolding piece for climbing up and mining the rocks. All this side here is all cliffs again. So this is all more stuff that could be used if you want to have, goblins and stuff attacking from that cliff face area. That certainly can be done. Scrolling to the other side, because it's inspired by Mines of Moria, you have to have a cave troll. So I have this big nasty guy here. Somebody's going to ask, so what is this? It just says Mountain Troll 2006 Wizards, of course made in China. So there you go. Mountain Troll is what it is. But that big bad guy right there, again, some more mine tracks, empty carts that have been knocked over, buckets and stuff. And then over here, some dwarven columns holding things up, a statue, and some forgotten or gathered up treasure that's laying all around that has more of a specific dwarven feel to it. I think I did a search for, countless searches for 28 millimeter dwarven ruins, 28 millimeter dwarven, all kinds of stuff. And eventually you come through and you just find, and it's those little details that change it from a regular mine into a dwarven mine, if you will. And I think that's, for the most part, that pretty much covers it, other than to say when it comes back, the mining operation, when they cart the stuff back to here, you see the tracks end right there. And at the top, there's a crane in order to haul stuff up if necessary. That's, part of the original mining operation. It's just those details to try and make it feel like it was lived in, that there was a use, that everything here has a purpose. If you step back and look at the scale, my tables are always 6 foot by 4 foot in as far as play area, 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, and I try and fill it as best as I can. And then I'll use black poster board to cover up each of the rooms below, so you can't really see what's going on. Nothing's 100%, of course. Some things you just can't cover. Obviously, there's no way for me to cover this whole section up here. On the other hand, you just have to have a certain amount of suspension of that and just enjoy it for what it is. So there it is. That's my attempt to recreate something similar to the Mines of Moria. And really, really happy with the way it came out. Again, most of what makes it possible is those large walls from the wall display from Game of Thrones. And I think I have like 5 of them that I got and had them painted up in order to produce all this. Because there's only one side. So I got 5 of them to produce that. And then I got this tower and some docks to go across it. And away you go. That's the... if I forgot to mention, that's a Dwarven Forge terrain tray underneath there, which has lava and stuff on it. They have various ones. They have some with acid. They have some with grass. Some with bare stone, things like that. This particular, they have ones with water. This particular one is just one of their various lava trays. So I just threw that underneath because I thought it would be a great set piece area for an epic battle with a creature of flame and shadow surrounded by all these huge walls to put the scale on it. Again, just so you can see, you can grab it. She's fairly easy. You can pop her in here and see that one tiny midi. That gives you an idea, if you look at her compared to the scale, as an attempt to recreate that epic feeling of the Mines of Moria, these vast, wide open underground spaces of just huge cavernous, construction. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Really had a fun time building it. I've been waiting to get these things painted up and whatnot for a while now, and got them done. And it turned out better than I really could have hoped for. So I'm very happy with it. As always, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Leave any comments that you have in the section below. And thank you for tuning in and listening. And I'll see you next episode. You guys take care. Bye.